Hey drivers, this is Andrew at ThirdCoastRC and here in Houston, and today we're going to take a look at this truck here. This is the Redcat Dukono. This is not the Pro version, this is the regular brushed version. Yeah, customer of ours dropped this off at our shop 2 days ago for us to have a look at. Said it wasn't turning on, it wasn't running right, and thought there was something wrong with the battery. So we took a look at it, so let's take a look at what we found. This is a cool little truck with a wheelie bar on the back of it. Brushless motor. This is a good brushless motor that it brushed motor that it comes with here. Standard speed controller, all splash proof, and a relatively basic 6 kilogram strength servo. Well, the customers reporting that this truck wasn't running right, and so we went through it, had a look at it, a few basic things here, and what we found was that this is quite a common problem that we found, is that the on-off switch here, sometimes you get moisture inside them, especially if you've been running it through puddles and things like that. Basically the on-off switch was slightly rusted up inside, so we just sprayed it out with spray cleaner and then some silicone cleaner, cycled it a few times, and amazingly the truck started to come on. It came on, the wheels were turning, but there was still no power to the motor. Yeah, and what happened is that it was basically one of these connectors here had just come, one of these bullet connectors to the motor had just come loose. So we put that back on, and all was good. Now the customer thought that there was a problem with the battery. This truck comes with a hump pack, a 7-cell nickel metal hydride battery. This is slightly older technology, but these batteries are very, very robust. They can take a lot of abuse. They're good for kids because there's no risk, like with LiPo batteries, of them catching fire or over discharging them, which can ruin a LiPo battery. You can run these batteries till the truck doesn't move anymore, and just go ahead and recharge it. So it comes with this 8.4 volt 7-cell nickel metal hydride. Our customer also brought along a 6-cell 7.2 volt nickel metal hydride battery as well. This dynamite speed pack that you buy on eBay or online. A lot of places sell these, and it's not a very big capacity. Probably get about 10 minutes run time out of this battery. And both these batteries, when I tested them, exhibited problems that these type of batteries do when they've not been run for a long time. So what we're going to do is going to go and take a look at these on a charger, and I'm just going to explain to you what can happen with these nickel metal hydride batteries, especially if you're getting your truck out of storage during this the great lockdown period that we're going through now, and you might experience this same problem. So let's go inside and take a look at these on the charger. Alright, so here we are at my little workbench here in my garage at home, and we've got here a Electron Pro charger, 10 amp AC DC charger, and we're gonna just show exactly how we charge these nickel metal hydride batteries, and sometimes the problem you can find when charging here. Now this charger, they all have, a lot of these chargers, Electron Pro, some of the other ones, they have a very similar interface to this. Yeah, they're all the ones I've seen, they're very, very similar, and you can you just turn it on and it comes on to whatever it was on last. You can cycle through what type of battery you want to charge by pressing this left hand button. So lead acid battery, it'll charge your car battery. It's got memories in there if you want to save stuff in here, and a battery meter. It's got LiPo battery, lithium ion battery, LiFe battery, LiHV battery. It's also got nickel metal hydride. It also has NiCads too. But this is nickel metal hydride battery, both of these, yeah, nickel metal hydride batteries. We've got our tarantula connector here, which has got just about every connection that I'll ever need on here. If you want these, you've got them in for sale in our eBay store, about 20-25 bucks. Just get one, they're real handy to have. So we're going to take this, we're going to plug it in. This is the hump pack. Now when you're charging nickel metal hydride batteries, you don't really need to worry about you know, how many cells there are or anything like that. So we're going to press and hold the start button, and so the only real thing you've got to change here is you press the start button again, is it lets us change the charge rate. And what we need to do with the charge rate is we need to set it. This is a 3000 milliamp hour battery, so we should charge this at 3 amps. That's the safe charging rate for this battery. This one's a 2400. This other battery that we'll do in a minute, we should charge that 2.4 amps. Now you can go a little bit higher than that. I would not recommend you go to 6 amps or double the recommended charge rate, but perhaps 50% more if you're in a rush to charge. But don't ever go more than that, or you can charge your batteries too fast and damage them. And then it's as simple as press in and hold in the start button. Okay, so what we can see right now is this battery's at 9.6 volts, and it's actually only at 8.4 volts, but as it's charging, it actually reads a higher voltage than what it will have when it settles down, when it's completely charged. This is how many milliamp hours we put into the battery. This is how long we've been charging, and this is the charging rate that we set it at 3 amps. Now what you're going to find, if this battery had been, and this happened to us with this battery today, is that we set it going at 3 amps, and in about 5 minutes later the charger said it was charged, yeah, but it wasn't. And that's called a false peak. What happened is the battery, because it hadn't been used for a long time, it just kind of didn't want to take the charge for some reason, because it's been set and the cells are kind of tired and worn out, and you're just waking them up because it's been sat for a long time. And then, so what you need to do, I tried to start it again at 3 amps, and it ran for about 2 minutes, and then it false peaked again. Yeah. Now if that continues to happen to you, best thing to do is to lower the charge rate. Take the charge rate down from 3 amps to perhaps 1.5 amps or even 1, to get the battery to start to accept a charge. And then once it's done that, you can usually go back and start charging it at its regular charge rate. The battery, it's almost like it's sleepy, and it don't want to wake up, kind of like my son on the morning, doesn't want to wake up and do his schoolwork. Well, this battery didn't want to wake up and do its work to power that truck. So we'll probably find the same thing with this one when we charge it, because this one has been sat for several months and not been moved. Now what you should always notice is when you come and check the batteries after they're charged, they should be warm. As soon as they finish charging, they should be warm. Not hot, but they should be warm, and that indicates that you've got a full charge. If you take the battery, if it says it's done and you take it off and it's not warm, it's false peaked. Your battery hasn't charged correctly. And that is often a problem. People think their nickel metal hydride batteries are bad, but actually they're not. They just need waking up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to charge this battery up probably it's a 3000. It was very flat. It'll probably take at 3 amps it'll take 1 hour to charge a 3000 completely flat 3000 milliamp hour battery. So it'll probably take about 45 minutes. We'll just walk over here till we've got another charger, similar kind of charger set up here, top of my freezer. This is an NiMH. It has exactly the same interface as that other one. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug this battery in, and then we're going to go in here, and again we're going to press the start button. Then we can increase it. So we're going to charge it 2.4 because it's a 2400. Press and hold, and away it goes. That one's charging. Now you see, we got a problem with this battery. It's come up with a connection break here. So let's have a look. I think what we're going to find here is that we got a problem with these solder joints here. It looks pretty poor. Whoever's soldered this connector on, it's not done a very good job. That's kind of dangerous. We might have to change that. Let's just try it one more time. Yeah, so we got some kind of problem with this battery, and that's typical what we find with batteries that have been laid around in boxes, in garages, things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the connector on this battery. We'll solder a new one on, and we're not going to be able to use this one. We also, the customer brought in this LiPo battery. LiPo batteries work in a different way. Now I haven't charged this one, I haven't done anything with it. This is a 5200 11.1 volt 3S LiPo, yeah? So LiPos have this extra connector on them. This is called a balance port. This is the individual, this can sense the individual voltage of the free cells inside here. If you lose your sticker off here, you want to know how many cells is in this battery. If you count these number of leads, the number of leads minus 1, you can see there's 4 here, is the number of cells. So there's 4 leads minus 1, that's a 3S battery. So what we're going to do for the LiPo is we're going to plug it in. This little balance port plugs in on the side here. There is a slot 2, 3, 4, 5 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6S LiPo battery. So this is a 3, so it's going to go in the second slot there, and it's keyed with those little ridges there to go in there. I'm going to plug this in. So LiPo batteries, we'll see what we find with this one. Right, we do not want to charge a LiPo battery on a nickel metal hydride setting. We don't want to do that. That is, you just can't do it. It's going to damage it. It could potentially cause a fire. Don't ever charge a LiPo battery on anything other than the LiPo setting. So we're going to cycle through with this left hand button, same way, till we get to the LiPo battery. Then we're going to press start, and this is a 5200, so same as with the nickel metal hydride. We're going to charge this at 5.2 amps. Oh, we've got different things we can do as well. So just to go through here, we can charge, balance, fast charge, storage. Storage mode is important. You should always put your batteries in storage mode after you're finished with them. But we just want to do a regular charge. So we press start, and it lets us change the charge rate. Press it again, it lets us change it if it's a 3S or 4S or 2S. This is a 3S, 11.1 volt. It says so right on it there, 11.1 volt. And what we're going to do is going to press the button and see what we get. So it's sensed that it's got 3S pack, and we're just going to hit start. So right now this battery is at 12.2 volts. When a LiPo chart pack is fully charged, it's 4.2 volts per cell. So that should be 12.6. So this one is actually almost fully charged. It's been left in a fully charged condition. That's not good, because you can see, you can't really tell, but this battery is slightly puffed, yeah? And that's what comes from leaving a battery in a fully charged condition, like this one's in. Also, if it's fully discharged or very near fully discharged, you shouldn't leave it like that. You should always use the storage mode that we saw on here. We'll go back. We're going to cycle through to the storage mode, and we do the storage mode, just leave it on the 1 amp, bring it down to 3S, because this is a 3S battery. There we go, 3S. And then if we want it to store this battery, we just do that. And what that's going to do is it's just going to take the battery down to 11.4 volts, and it's going to keep it there, which is about 50% charged. Because you've got this balance lead, you can actually see by pressing this one time what the individual cell voltages are. This one's 4.02, this one's 4.08, and the third one's 4.06. They're a little bit far apart. This pack needs a balance charge to try and equalize them out, and we'll do that in just a minute. So come back in a few minutes, and when that other nickel metal hydride battery is done, and we'll actually go and run the Dukono brush truck on the street outside. Thank you. Okay guys, we're back. The battery is now charged. This 3000 battery, we actually put 3137 milliamp hours back into it. So this battery was completely flat, because we actually put more back in than its actual true capacity. So we're going to put this in the car, and we're going to go run this and give it a little road test here on this Dukono, the standard Dukono, not the Pro, with the brushed motor. So look everything up here. I don't like this. This should, your antenna should always be in a little tube, you know, because otherwise it's going to get wrapped in something. Right now, just for this test run, I'm just going to hook it here out the way. I'm not going to be going too crazy. We'll turn our radio on. There we go. Plug in our battery. Turn this guy on. Grab the body clips. Here we are with the body clips. Alright. Here we are in the street with the Dukono running with the regular battery. It's a regular 7-cell nickel metal hydride. I don't know how much abuse this truck has had. Like I say, it's a customer's car, so we'll take it for a spin up and down the street. This is an entry-level truck, so you know we're not expecting huge performance for it, but for you know a younger driver or somebody new to the hobby, then this is probably a very good choice. So let's go. So here on the street, I'm just going probably 20 miles an hour here. A nice little truck, handles well, handles real well. You just apply a little bit of brake there and flick the switch. Do a power drift. I don't think she's going to climb the curb, but we'll give it a try. Ah, there you go, surprised me. It's a good thing about brush motors is that they don't get that low power, that low speed cogging. So on the grass here, the truck handles well, runs good, gets over the grass, no problem. Got plenty of power for a new driver, and this could be a great choice of truck. It's not expensive, brakes work well on it. You know, it's got a wheelie bar on it. I can't get it to do a wheelie out of the box. Try here and go backwards and forwards. We ain't going to do it. It tries, but it just doesn't have enough power. That might be the battery. That might be getting a bit old in this customer's truck. Or it might be that it just can't do it. But if you ran I bet if you threw a LiPo, because you can run this truck is LiPo ready. You can run it on a LiPo. This brushed truck you can run on a LiPo because there's a little on the, I'll show you, on the speed controller here. If you look real closely here, you got these little jumpers, and what you got to do is you got to move the jumper for this one across one. You pull that out, move it across and plug it back in, and then it's LiPo ready. Yeah, so you can run a LiPo in this truck, and I bet if you run a LiPo in it, it'll have a little bit more punch and it'll pick up those front wheels. So that's the Dukono regular brushed entry-level truck. It's a nice truck. Spares are readily available. It's pretty well built. You know, there's nothing fancy on it. Like I say, it's an entry level. The shocks are plastic bodied. The suspension parts, they're relatively sturdy. It has the wheelie bar built in here, and you know, it's got a nice looking you know, generic truck body shell, and as an entry-level truck, this might be the choice for you. So give it some thought. It's certainly not expensive, and it runs good. And if you've got any questions or comments, leave them in the comments, and please consider subscribing to our videos. Thank you.